Welcome back with us over the phone is His Excellency Ambassador Youssef Zada, former Assistant Foreign Minister for Foreign Affairs. Good morning, Ambassador Zada. Excuse me. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Your Excellency. If you could raise up your voice, please.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes. A very important visit by the head of state, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, to Russia upon the invitation of President Vladimir Putin. And of course, there is a list of 29 foreign leaders are expected, or who were invited, including Chinese President Xi Jinping, Brazilian President Lula da Silva. Also, we have leaders from Europe, from Serbia, from Slovakia, and Arab and African countries also. So, of course, a lot is going to be covered out of that visit. What are the main objectives of President Sisi's visit to Russia?
Well, there are lots of objectives. First, I'd like to say that when the president arrived yesterday with the other delegations, of course, the President Putin hosted the formal dinner. The President Sisi attended. This is a very important celebration marking the 80th anniversary of victory over Nazi Germany. A military parade will take place very soon in Moscow's Red Square. The heads of delegations will then head to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Androvsky Park. And they will lay a wreath of flowers on the Unknown Soldier Memorial, followed by a group photo, and then President Putin will host a luncheon for the heads of states participating in the celebrations. Well, there are main objectives of the President Sisi's visit to Russia is, of course, participating in this 80th memorial, and also different topics, economic and political, shaped by the strategic alliance we have with Russia. There's strengthening of bilateral relations. I might say the visit aims to reinforce the comprehensive strategic partnership established between Egypt and Russia in 2018. Both countries are keen to advance cooperation in key projects, notably, for instance, the Russian industrial zone and the Suez Canal economic zone. We know, of course, the construction of the Daba nuclear power plant, collaboration in transportation, railway development, security, and counter-terrorism efforts. Now, some regional and international coordination as well. Both presidents are expected to discuss processing the pressing of the regional issues, including situation in Sudan, Syria, Libya, and particularly the ongoing conflict in Gaza and Lebanon. And both leaders have previously emphasized the need to the de-escalation and urgent humanitarian relief for Gaza and support for Lebanon's sovereignty and stability. Another factor is the consultation on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. The visit provides an opportunity for direct dialogue on the Russian-Ukrainian conflict and peaceful resolution to the crisis. Also engagement in multilateral forums. As we know, President Sisi's attendance at the high-profile events, including the Victory Day Parade and potentially other summits, is part of Egypt's broader engagement with multilateral frameworks such as BRICS and Russia-Africa Partnership and all that. Here in Egypt, we seek to foster closer cooperation of both the bilateral and multilateral efforts and levels, with a focus on economic development and sustainable cooperation. Now, the visit is also viewed as a political gesture, reinforcing Egypt's independence in foreign policy and its role as a key regional player in the area, signals Cairo's intention to maintain balanced relations with major global powers and shifting international dynamics.
Right. So, how will this visit contribute to strengthening and deepening the bond between historical ties between Egypt and Russia in the coming future years?
Well, yes, this is a very important question. President Sisi's visit will significantly contribute to strengthening strategic relations, as I mentioned, between Egypt and Russia, across several dimensions. Now, first, deepening of the political and diplomatic coordination. I would say the visit reinforces the ongoing commitment to regular high-level consultations as outlined in the Comprehensive Partnership and Strategic Cooperation Agreement signed in 2018, like I said, and enforced since 2021. This includes intensified dialogue on regional crises such as Syria, Libya, and Gaza, where Egypt and Russia often coordinate positions to achieve mutual interests and regional stability. And another factor is expanding the economic and trade cooperation. As I mentioned, the Russian Industrial Zone, the Suez Canal Economic Zone, the nuclear plant, and the bilateral trade also, I might say, has grown substantially, reaching $8 billion in 2024, with Russian investments in Egypt exceeding $3.5 billion US dollars. We have more than 400 Russian companies operating in the country. These projects are set to create thousands of jobs and bolster Egypt's industrial and energy sectors. Now, a third important factor is enhancing the military and security collaboration. As we know that we have a robust history of military cooperation with Russia, including arms deals, joint exercises, agreements on uses of air bases, and so on. The visit will likely also further defense ties, ensuring Egypt continues our efforts to continue diversifying our military partnerships and maintain strategic autonomy. Now, a fourth factor is broadening the cultural, educational, and touristic links. As we know, the relationship is also marked by strong cultural and educational exchanges with more than 16,000 Egyptian students in Russian universities, and Russia serving as a major source of tourists for Egypt. The visit will help sustain and expand these people-to-people connections. A fifth element, I might say, is elevating Egypt's regional and international standing, that by engaging closely with Russia, Egypt strengthens diplomatic leverage and balances the influence of other regional factors and actors in the area, such as Turkey and Iran. Now, Cairo's partnership with Moscow's position as key interlocutor in the Middle East and African affairs. We also support Russia's ambitions to expand its influence in the region. Sixth and final factor is the symbolic and strategic signaling. I've noticed the visit coincides with major commemorative events in Russia, so it sends a clear message of mutual respect and enduring partnership at a time of shifting global alliances. It underscores the personal rapport between President Sisi and President Putin, which has been a driving force behind the dynamic development of bilateral relations. So in summary, President Sisi's visit is poised to give new impacts and impetus to the Egyptian-Russian strategic partnership, advancing cooperation in politics, security, economics, and culture, while reinforcing both countries' roles as influential players in their respective regions.
Right. Of course, there are going to be main topics that are going to be tackled during the President's visit, like energy, security, trade, and tourism files, and other files. If you'd like to elaborate.
Yes, important question again. Now, during the President's visit to Russia, I would say the main issues to be tackled would include the energy cooperation, as you just mentioned. Discussions will focus on energy collaboration, including Russia's supply of oil and gas to China and the proposed power of Siberia gas pipeline, which aims to shift Russian gas exports from Europe to China. We are viewing this in Egypt with great concern. Energy security and infrastructure defense are also concerns amid ongoing geopolitical tensions. The Ukraine conflict, as I mentioned before, and border Russian-U.S. relations will be addressed, reflecting ongoing international security challenges. The visit of President Sisi coincides with heightened security measures in Moscow due to recent drone attacks and disruptions from Ukraine. Trade relations are important also. Leaders will discuss bilateral trade, aiming to enhance economic ties and increase high-tech goods exchange, digital trade, and cooperation between basic materials and agriculture, targeting significant growth by 2030. Now, a final one is the tourism and cultural exchanges. As I mentioned, while not explicitly detailed, cultural and humanitarian exchanges are part of the broader cooperation agenda between Egypt and Russia.
Right. So how does this visit reflect Egypt's regional role in the Middle East and Africa?
Well, it reflects our role in the Middle East and Africa by underscoring its strategic diplomacy and economic ambitions amid complex regional dynamics. Egypt is positioning itself as a key regional actor that balances security, economic cooperation, and political stability across its neighborhood. So Egypt's engagement with Russia signals its intent to diversify partnerships beyond traditional Western alliances, enhancing its influence in global energy, trade, and security matters. All are crucial for regional stability and development. The visit also aligns with Egypt's broader regional policy of cautious but active involvement in neighboring countries and crises in the area, where it seeks to stabilize and counterbalance other powers while safeguarding its national security and economic interests. Economically, Egypt is emerging as a regional energy hub, as we all know, and the catalyst for sustainable energy transformation in Africa and the Middle East, leveraging platforms like to attract investments and foster partnerships that support regional growth and integration. Now, politically, and finally, Egypt's diplomatic aim is to mediate regional conflicts and manage tensions, including those related to the Palestinian issue, water security in the Nile Basin, and the conflict we have with Ethiopia, reinforcing our role as a stabilizing force and bridge between Africa and the Middle East.
Right. This visit, of course, there is a commemoration of 80th commemoration of Russian victory and all that, we totally understand. But at the same time, it coincides with the timing that is critical. There is a huge an escalation of trade war between the U.S. and China and several countries. There is a tense inside the region, and a lot is happening around. So how is that visit going to reflect some effect over sides like the U.S., Israel, and different countries?
Yes, you are quite right. I mean, this visit of President Sisi to Moscow occurs amid ongoing tensions from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which has reshaped the global alliances and economic relations. Now, Egypt has maintained a nuanced position by voting to condemn the invasion at the UN, while continuing to deepen strategic ties with Russia, including rejecting sanctions and promoting trade and tourism cooperation. Egypt's recent full membership in BRICS started in January 2024, as we all know, and its role in the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit. We highlighted the growing alignment with Russia, the Russian-led multilateral framework, signaling a shift towards diversified global partnerships beyond traditional Western spheres. So the visit follows recent tragic incidents involving Russian tourists in Egypt, as we all know, underscoring the importance of maintaining strong bilateral relations for economic and security interests, especially in tourism and trade. Now, strategically, the visit reinforces Egypt's balancing act between its relations with Russia and its ties to the U.S. and Western countries on the other hand, as it seeks to leverage Russia's influence in the Middle East and Africa for regional stability and economic development while managing Western pressures. Here, the timing also coincides with broader efforts to boost energy cooperation and trade, including discussions on industrial zones, as I mentioned before. So in summary, the visit's timing reflects Egypt's strategic positioning amid shifting global power dynamics, leveraging its partnership with Russia to enhance regional influence, economic growth, and geopolitical balance in complex international environment that we are now viewing.
Right. On that note, of course, Your Excellency Ambassador Youssef Zada, former Assistant Foreign Minister for Foreign Affairs, thank you so much for talking to us on the Breakfast Show. We're going to go to a short break and we'll come to continue the show, so stay with us.